before we get started on some questions, let's make sure you understand the 4 different averages that we use. The mean is found by calculating the sum of all the numbers divided by how many numbers there are. The median is the middle value of an ordered set of data. The mode is the most common value in a set of data. Range is the highest, take away the lowest value in the data. So now we've seen what the 4 averages are, let's make sure we can put them into practice in a question. So in this question here, it asks us to calculate the mean, median, mode and range for the following numbers. And they give us 4, 3, 6, 9, 3, 7 and 3. So we'll take them each one by one. First of all, let's look at the mean. Now the mean, remember, we said was the sum of all the numbers divided by how many numbers there were. The sum just means add all the numbers together. So we'll take our numbers, 4 plus 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 3 plus 7 plus the 3, and we're going to divide that by how many numbers there are. In this case, there are 7 numbers. So let's work out what our total is. Now when it comes to adding this string of numbers and it's a non-calculator paper, maybe use a little trick to help you and maybe it will help you work them out a bit quicker. For example, 4 plus 6 gives me 10, 3 plus 7 gives me 10, and then we can start adding them up a lot quicker if we can find those 10s in there. So if I think 4 and 6 is 10, 3 and 7 is another 10, 20, add the 9 is 29, and the 2 3s, which are 6, gives me 35 altogether. And 35 divided by 7 gives us an answer for our mean of 5. Okay, let's look at another one. Median this time. Now median is the middle number of an ordered set of data, and that's the most important part, that it is ordered data. You can do it from largest to smallest or smallest to largest. I'm going to write my data from smallest to largest. And we have 3, 3, 3. Remember, you don't just write the number once. If there's 3 of them, we write 3 of them in our list. Then 4, 6, 7 and 9. So we've written our numbers out in order, and now we're looking for that middle value. Now if it's an odd number of numbers, in this case 7, your set of numbers will always have one median. But if it was an even set of numbers, you'd actually have 2 middle numbers, in which case you'd find the halfway point between those 2. In this case though, we're lucky, we've only got one middle number, and that middle number is 4. So our median is 4. Next one, possibly one of the easier ones to calculate, and that is the mode. So the mode, remember, is the most common or most frequent. And if we look at our data set, we can see that the number 3 occurs more than any other. So our mode is 3. Final one, the range. Now the range, remember, is the highest number, take away the lowest number. So when we come to work out our range, our highest number is 9, our lowest number was 3, and then we subtract 3 from 9 to give us a range of 6. So those are our 4 averages worked out. Another example here where they want us to work out the 4 averages again, and this time it's of a different set of numbers: 63, 65, 65, 70, 72, 86, 90 and 97. The method for each one is of course still the same, so we'll start this time from the range and work through. Range, remember, as it always is the highest value take away the lowest value. Our highest value in this data set, you should be able to see, is 97. And our lowest value is 63. So our range is found by doing 97 subtract 63. So 34 is our range. Now remember, the range talks about the difference, how many numbers there are between that highest and lowest value. So if you like, it tells you how far the data is spread. Let's have a look at the mode. The mode, remember, as always, is the most common or frequent value. And if we take a look here, we see that 65 is our most frequent value with 2. Let's look at the median. Now you'll notice in this question the numbers are already ordered for us, so we don't need to write them in order. We do, however, need to find our middle number, and if you look, when we actually get to the middle number, there are 2 middle numbers there, 70 and 72. So as I said in the previous question, if we have 2 middle numbers, we need to find the halfway point between them. Now in this case, it's quite easy to see that it's 71. But as a general rule, if you need to find the middle number between 2 numbers, add them together and divide by 2. In this case, that would give us 142 divided by 2, which is indeed 71. If it is easy for you to see what the midway point between those 2 numbers is, by all means just write it straight down. But if the 2 middle numbers you have are quite far spread out, that method will find you the midpoint nice and quickly. Last point, let's have a look at the mean. So the mean, remember, is when we've added all our numbers together and divided by how many there are. So this time we're going to add the 63, the 65, the other 65, and so on. And of course we're going to divide by how many numbers there are, which in this case is 8. Now press pause, have a go at working this out yourself, and then come back and see if you've got the same answer as me. Hopefully, when you added all those numbers together, you got 608, which when we divided by 8, gave us a final answer of 76. So our mean number is 76. Now let's look at a couple of examples where we do not just have one mode. In this first set of numbers, you should be able to see that there's no number that occurs more than any other. So in this case, we would say there is no mode. If we look at the second set of numbers, you can see we actually have 2 numbers that occur the same number of times. That's the number 2 and the number 6. It is possible to have 2 modes, and in this case, we would say that this set of data is bimodal.